Hello viewers, I'm your host Pratiksha Mishra with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show. India's Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman unveiled a bold budget aimed at stimulating economic growth and addressing rural distress. The budget focuses heavily on infrastructure development and includes significant allocations for job creation and rural revitalization over the next 5 years. The introduction of schemes targeting youth employment and support for MSMEs has garnered positive responses from business leaders, highlighting the budget's potential to foster inclusive growth across various sectors. Take a look.
Indian Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman unveiled a bold budget for the fiscal year 2024-25, aiming to stimulate economic growth and alleviate rural distress. The budget, amounting to $132.85 billion, marked a significant push towards infrastructure development, constituting 3.4% of India's GDP.
We will endeavour to maintain strong fiscal support for infrastructure over the next 5 years, in conjunction with imperatives of other priorities and fiscal consolidation. This year, I have provided 11,11,111 crore rupees for capital expenditure. This would be 3.4% of our GDP.
Key highlights of the budget include a $24 billion allocation over the next 5 years aimed at creating jobs and revitalizing rural areas. This includes substantial investments in rural development totaling $32 billion alongside new schemes tailored for states allied with the central government. The Finance Minister also introduced a package of 5 initiatives targeting the skilling and employment of 41 billion youth over the next 5 years, signalling a robust commitment to tackling unemployment.
Turning attention to the full year and beyond in this budget, we particularly focus on employment, skilling, MSMEs, and the middle class. I am happy to announce the Prime Minister's package of 5 schemes and initiatives to facilitate employment, skilling, and other opportunities for 4.1 crore youth over a 5-year period.
The middle class has also gained, the new tax regime at least gives them some reprieve for 17,500. I think it's a good amount to give a little bit of demand stimulus as well. Continuity on the capex, which is again a very positive element, very much required for us to usher in the private investment as well, and continue to provide stability as long as we don't have the private investments coming in a big way. So that's again very positive. Green growth elements are there, which was required. Women-led development has got a lot of focus, 300,000 crore plus outlay on various schemes relating to women-led development. So government is not just talking about women-led development, but they are walking the talk.
Business leaders responded positively to the budget, applauding its provisions for women-led development schemes and support for MSMEs. They noted the budget's inclusivity and potential to bolster growth among smaller enterprises. Moreover, the Indian government has allocated more funds to the Ministry of External Affairs for the fiscal year 2024-25 with the increased budget allocations specifically aimed at Sri Lanka, Nepal and Seychelles. Additionally, the Maldives has received a substantial increase in funding in the revised budget, underscoring continued support for its significant infrastructure projects. The inaugural Union Budget of Independent India was delivered by the first Finance Minister, Sir R.K. Shanmugam Chetty, on November 26, 1947. Notably, this budget was presented during a period marked by extensive riots resulting from the partition of India. This historic budget marked the decision for India and Pakistan to utilize a shared currency until September 1948.
1 crore youth over a 5-year period.
After a period of unrest surrounding government job quotas, trade has resumed at the India-Bangladesh border, bringing relief to stakeholders affected by the closure. Bangladesh serves as a crucial transit corridor for goods travelling between India and neighbouring countries such as Bhutan and Nepal. These road networks are essential conduits for transporting a wide range of goods, including agricultural products, textile machinery and consumer goods, facilitating regional trade and economic exchange. A report.
Trade at the India-Bangladesh border resumed on July 23rd, following a period of reduced tensions over government job quotas. Truck drivers from India, Bhutan and Nepal expressed relief at the border reopening, emphasizing that its closure had caused financial losses for governments, manufacturers and themselves. The reopening came as a welcome development, easing concerns among stakeholders who depend on cross-border trade for their livelihoods.
अभी तो हम लोग खुल गया तो अच्छा लग रहा है, हम लोग को भी अच्छा नहीं लग रहा था। अभी हम लोग शनिवार को बृहस्पतिवार को आए थे, शुक्रवार तो ऐसे बांग्लादेश बंद होता है, तो हम लोग शनिवार को पार्किंग घुसे, फिर वहाँ से बंद हो गया, फिर आज खुले हैं।
Bangladesh partially restored telecommunication services, although internet connection was slow and social media remained suspended days after deadly protests against reservations for government jobs that killed almost 150 people. The nationwide unrest broke out over student anger against the controversial quotas for government jobs, including 30% for the families of those who fought for independence from Pakistan. The disruption not only impacted trade directly between India and Bangladesh, but also had broader implications for regional economic activities. Bangladesh plays a pivotal role as a transit route for goods moving to and from India, as well as neighbouring countries like Bhutan and Nepal. These road connections are vital channels for transporting diverse goods such as agricultural products, textiles, machinery and consumer goods between these nations.
अभी लॉस तो सबका ही हुआ, केवल के सरकार का भी हुआ, मालिक का भी हुआ, हम लोग ड्राइवर लोग का भी हुआ, इतना दिन बैठा था।
Political instability in Bangladesh has been a recurring issue, often punctuated by periods of protest and unrest. The country's history includes various episodes of political turmoil and demonstrations, typically driven by grievances over governance, elections, socio-economic disparities, and constitutional issues. These demonstrations often involve diverse segments of society, including students, political activists, and labor unions, mobilizing to voice their concerns and demands for change.
Moving on. In Laos, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar highlighted the importance of ASEAN in New Delhi's foreign policy. Speaking at the ASEAN India Foreign Ministers meeting, Jaishankar emphasized that political, economic and security cooperation with ASEAN remains a top priority for India. Moreover, S. Jaishankar's discussions with Chinese Foreign Minister underscored the urgent need for stabilizing India-China relations while respecting the line of actual control. Take a look.
India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's visit to Laos emphasized the country's profound involvement and dedication to the Association of Southeast Asian Nations-centered regional framework. In his opening remarks at the ASEAN India Foreign Ministers meeting, India's External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar emphasized that New Delhi's primary focus is its political, economic and security collaboration with ASEAN. He highlighted that ASEAN is central to India's Act East policy and its broader Indo-Pacific strategy which evolved from this relationship.
For India, ASEAN is the cornerstone of its Act East policy and the Indo-Pacific vision that was thereafter built on it. For us, political, economic and security cooperation with ASEAN is of the utmost priority. So too are people-to-people linkages that we are constantly seeking to expand.
My colleagues and I have found it fulfilling and a pleasure to work with you and your colleagues in furthering ASEAN-India ties.
In Laos, S. Jaishankar also met with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi, emphasizing the importance of full respect for the line of actual control and the urgent need to stabilize relations between the two countries. S. Jaishankar's visit to Laos is especially noteworthy as it coincides with the 10th anniversary of India's Act East policy, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi introduced at the 9th East Asia Summit in 2014. The Act East policy seeks to strengthen political, economic and cultural ties with the region, emphasizing the importance of ASEAN and other East Asian nations in India's foreign policy and economic strategy. The policy focuses on fostering regional cooperation, improving connectivity and boosting trade and investment in the Indo-Pacific region.
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
Britain launched a new technology security initiative with India aimed at boosting economic growth, fostering collaboration on telecom security and unlocking investment in emerging technologies. The British government said the agreement would see the two countries work more closely together on critical technologies including semiconductors, quantum and AI. British Foreign Secretary David Lammy, who met with Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi and India's Minister for External Affairs Subramaniam Jaishankar, also agreed to work more closely with India on tackling climate change, including mobilizing finance and accelerating a partnership on offshore wind and green hydrogen. Eighteen people were killed when a regional passenger plane belonging to Nepal's Saurya Airlines crashed and caught fire while taking off from the capital Kathmandu on July 24. The pilot, who was pulled from the wreckage, is a sole survivor of the fatal crash.
ड्याङ्गा आवाज आएपछि हामी 3-4 जना थियो ल गाडी एक्सिडेन्ट भयो के भयो भनेर कुदेर आएको आउँदाखेरि प्लेन एक्सिडेन्ट भएछ अनि त्यहाँबाट यहाँ तल आयो तल आउँदा ड्याङ्गा गर्यो अनि आगो बल्न पहिला धुवा आयो धुवा आएपछि आगो बल्न सुरु भयो अनि म सर र त्यहाँ गेटमा पुग्नेबित्तिकै
The plane carrying 2 crew members and 17 technicians was going for regular maintenance to Nepal's new Pokhara airport. Bangladeshi Junior Minister of Information Mohammad A. Arafat visited the recently destroyed building of the state-owned television station Bangladesh Television in Dhaka on July 24. The station was vandalized following clashes between protesters and security forces, which left almost 150 people dead. University students had been protesting against quotas in government jobs.
We can sense an invasion of a third party who got into it and started attacking the government establishment. Many of the government and the public properties they started attacking and also killing. We saw some sabotage also, but again, whatever we saw, whatever we could sense, really doesn't matter anymore. We don't want to make any comment on any of this. We just want to wait for the thorough investigation. Let the independent judicial committee investigate it.
The country has been relatively calm since July 21 when the Supreme Court ruled in favor of an appeal from Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina's government and directed that 93% of jobs should be open to candidates on merit.
Let's now move to Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, where growing discontent over electricity rates has sparked protest. Residents led by the Awami Action Committee have taken to the streets of the Taos region to voice their frustration with rapidly rising electricity bills and allegations of corruption within the local administration. A report.
Several representatives of the Awami Action Committee in the Taos region of Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan staged a protest against rapidly rising electricity bills in the area. The general public expressed their angst by raising slogans against the local administration for neglecting the issues faced by the people of POGB. In Pakistan-occupied Gilgit-Baltistan, the high cost of electricity places a significant economic burden on local families and businesses, impacting their daily lives and livelihoods. Many residents feel that they are unfairly treated compared to other regions, leading to demands for more equitable treatment and lower tariffs. Moreover, corruption in the electricity sector of Gilgit-Baltistan significantly impacts both the quality and cost of power services.
बिजली का बिल होना ही नहीं चाहिए। अगर है तो जो 2 रुपए यूनिट है उसी को बरकरार रखा जाए, वरना इसकी भी जरूरत नहीं है। ठीक है, यहाँ पे एक चीज मैं वाज़ेह करूं, हम टैक्स देने के खिलाफ नहीं है। अब हमें आज ही आईनी हुकूक में शामिल कर दो, जितना आपका टैक्स बनता है हम उससे 10% ज्यादा दे देंगे आपको। दूसरी बात, आपका करप्शन निजाम की वजह से हम टैक्स नहीं दे रहे हैं।
Corrupt practices result in billing inaccuracies such as inflated charges or unreported energy theft, placing an undue burden on consumers. Additionally, unclear and opaque billing practices frequently led to confusion and dissatisfaction among customers. The persistent load shedding and unreliable power supply further amplify frustration with high electricity bills, as residents feel that they are paying for a service that is not consistently delivered.
Moving on. During the monsoon month of Sawan, temples across India have become vibrant hubs of devotion as devotees flock to worship Lord Shiva. From offering milk and water to performing intricate rituals, the enthusiasm is palpable as devotees seek spiritual fulfillment and blessings. Stay tuned as we delve deeper into the auspicious rituals and celebrations that mark this sacred time. With the onset of the monsoon month of Sawan in India, devotees flock to temples nationwide to worship Lord Shiva, marking the beginning of auspicious rituals. They gathered around Shivlings, the iconic representation of Lord Shiva, eagerly participating in the revered tradition of offering milk and water, which holds profound spiritual significance in Hinduism. Devotees made offerings of flowers, bilwa leaves, fruits and sweets to Lord Shiva and performed elaborate pujas to evoke his grace and blessings. The advent of Sawan also marked the beginning of the annual Kanwad Yatra. During the sacred journey, devotees of Lord Shiva embark on barefoot pilgrimages to various parts of the country, seeking to collect holy water from the sacred river Ganga.
बहुत अच्छा दिन है। सावन का महीना अपने आप में उत्साह लेके आता है। मेरे अंदर बहुत अच्छा होता है, इसलिए मैं पैदल लेके आई अवध विहार मीनाक्षीपुरम से जल लेके पैदल आई नंगे पैर।
During the month of Sawan, many devotees observe fast on Mondays dedicated to Lord Shiva. Devotees recite prayers and mantras dedicated to Lord Shiva, such as the Mahamrutyunjay mantra, to seek his blessings. Devotees often come together in community gatherings, satsangs, and discourses centered around Lord Shiva's teachings. The enthusiasm during Sawan reflects a deep-rooted faith and reverence for Lord Shiva among his devotees, who seek spiritual upliftment, purification, and divine grace during this auspicious month.
भगवान शिव के ही तन में है जो कुछ जो भी है उस शिव के लिए ही है.
During Sawan, temples across the country are adorned with vibrant decorations that reflect the festive spirit and reverence for Lord Shiva. Colorful banners, strings of marigold flowers, and intricate rangoli designs embellish the temple premises. During the month of Sawan, devotees feel a heightened sense of closeness to their deity.
सब गंगा जल लेकर के बाबा के धाम में डमरू बजाते हुए जा रहे हैं. ये सब आनंदित है. इसमें किसी का एक्सप्लेन नहीं किया जा सकता है. ये आनंद की अनुभूति है और सब इसका आनंद ले रहे हैं सभी लोग.
As Sawan unfolds its spiritual splendor, devotees across the country unite in their reverence for Lord Shiva, finding joy in rituals that deepen their spiritual connection. The vibrant celebrations and fervent devotions during this sacred month resonate with a profound sense of faith and renewal among the faithful, embodying the essence of devotion to the divine. This sacred time of Sawan not only shows strong religious devotion but also highlights the deep spiritual meaning and beauty of the rituals. And with that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.